Okay, just taking a look at these textures. It looks like, yeah, you've just, rather than painting anything, it looks like you've just assigned in a texture and, repeated it. And that's where we can see these seams here. Um, I think if you, like, change, for example, the UV repeat, we'll see those move a little bit. Yeah. So I think, ideally what you would do is start out with this texture and then paint it, either in Photoshop or Mudbox. I can see that you have done some painting on the face, like you've colored the lips and the hair. Although the hair is just a solid black, it'd be good to get some sense of, hair rather than just a solid black color. It looks a little shiny and weird. I think there's geometry issues with the face that have been discussed in the previous couple modules that you could work on to improve it. The hands, I don't really see. I mean, there's a skin texture. I mean, I guess it's good that you've applied a texture, but again, is this a? It looks just like one big solid skin that's been applied to the whole thing rather than like kind of painted on and kind of having, you want to have different colors, like, so it's not, because like the palm, for example, should be a little different from the back, and then there's some darker areas and lighter areas you could paint in. You could do knuckles and maybe fingernails, keeping it subtle. Here, what it looks like you've done is, it looks like you brought this into Photoshop, and then you left in the layer that had the UV lines on it. So when you export from Photoshop, you need to hide that layer so you don't get these white lines in here, because I don't think you want those white lines. Yeah, so, and then here again, it'd be better to paint. This leather looks too sort of big. It looks sort of like, like if his shoes were as big as a marble or something, because that leather looks very big. I feel like the leather should be scaled down compared to the shoes. I mean, yeah, you've done some repeat, but we could go more maybe. That looks more in line, although it does look very stretched. We have a pretty stretched UV map here. It does look fairly stretched on the side here. Um, Oops, I'm doing the wrong thing. See how those are more square now? And so now if you look at the the leather texture, shouldn't look as stretched. But it's a little patchy, and again, something you want to paint. Also, I think you'd want a different sole on the shoe than you have on the side. Um, so yeah, generally, I think you could spend more time painting the textures on this and making it a little bit better. And also, I think just the geometry of the head could use a lot of work. It's just the lips look tiny and weird, and the nose and the eyes, the kind of the eyelids don't really form. They don't really form eyelids, and they don't shape to the eyeballs. The eyeballs are just kind of sticking out, and that looks weird. And the whole head is this real kind of wedge shape to it. So I believe I talked about this in previous modules. I just think you need to really work on the head and improve it. And yeah, the nose has these kind of, yeah, even the nostrils extend through the nose there. These are pulled out really far. And it just, the nose shape looks kind of funny, and I just think you could take a couple steps back and really improve the head. But other than that, as far as textures, I think just painting more color variation